Chapter 9. Eric the Red. The odor of percolating coffee crept up the stairs and seeped under Myrtle and Boom's bedroom door. Even though it was Saturday morning, Halvor still served breakfast at 7:10. Boom rolled out of bed bleary-eyed. "So tired," he mumbled. Something had kept him up half the night, but his blurry brain couldn't remember what. "I don't think I should go to breakfast," Myrtle said, as Boom pulled on a pair of socks that Fluffy the cat had slept on. "I can't leave the baby." The baby? Boom's brain kicked into gear. Hadn't all that simply been a dream? After all, the Cheshire cat turned out to be a dream, and the Cowardly Lion did too. Boom rubbed his eyes and stared at the green creature that was sleeping amidst waves of pink comforter. It hadn't been a dream. Amazement flooded Boom once again, from the tips of his fingers to the tips of his toes. "Tell Halvor I'm sick. Tell him I've got ringworm," Myrtle said. "You're never sick on the weekend," Boom pointed out. "Halvor will get suspicious if you don't go downstairs. He might come up here. If I leave it alone, it might start shrieking again." That would be a problem, to say the least. Boom couldn't use the tea kettle excuse because Halvor knew that there was no tea kettle. Coffee only in the Broom household. "As soon as it wakes up, it's going to be hungry," Myrtle warned. "Ted wasn't very big. What are we going to feed it today?" "I don't know," Boom said. "I have $3, but I don't think that will buy much. Do you have any money?" "No. I guess I could go back down to the dock and see if there's still some stuff in the reject seafood basket. Maybe the baby could eat some of those crabs." "Good idea. In the meantime, I'll try to sneak up some of my breakfast upstairs." Myrtle wedged the sleeping baby between pillows so it wouldn't fall off the bed. Boom figured there was no need to change out of the jeans and sweatshirts he had slept in. It wasn't like any of his other clothes were cleaner, piled as they were in the corner of his room. The walk to the harbor would take him right past Winger's house. Boom had agreed not to tell anyone about the merm baby, but Winger wasn't just anyone. Boom couldn't keep the discovery of the 21st century from his best friend. Halvor was at work in the balmy kitchen, humming happily. His armpits were damp with sweat. "I bought some cod fillets at the all-night, at the all-night Thrifty Mart, half price and some day-old bread," he told the kids when they sat down in the painted chairs. He stood over the black frying pan, his Viking helmet askew. The cat wound between his thick legs, begging for bits of fish skin. "You are a very bad kitty," Halvor scolded. "Bad kitty for stealing my big fish last night." A jar of tartar sauce sat on the table, alongside a pile of buttered rye toast. Boom grabbed 2 pieces, then headed for the door. "Gotta run," he said. "Hold on," Halvor called, scooting the cat away with his boot. Growing boys need breakfast. Eric the Red never skipped breakfast when he was a boy. "Darn it!" Boom sat down at the edge of his chair, mentally willing Halvor to cook faster. He tapped his feet on the floor. "What's that?" Myrtle asked, pointing to a small wooden box perched at the table's edge. "Yeah, I got that last night at my meeting. It's an artifact from Eric the Red. He used to keep his false teeth in that box." Oh no, not an Eric the Red story. That would certainly slow things down, and Boom really wanted to tell Winger his big secret. He increased his tapping and held his plate up, waiting for his greasy breakfast while Myrtle took out the magnifying glass and began an examination of the box. Eric the Red received that box on his 22nd birthday, Halvor said. It was carved by Thor the Thumbless, a distant cousin by marriage who never ate breakfast. Therefore, he was prone to work-related accidents. Myrtle turned the box over. It says, "Made in China." Halvor poured more oil into the pan. "That's a decoy sticker to protect the box from getting into the hands of someone who wouldn't appreciate it, someone who's not a direct descendant." Myrtle pursed her lips, skepticism written all over her. Halvor flipped a fish fillet and it landed with a splat in the hot oil. We inducted a new member last night. He's a direct descendant of Thor the Thumbless. He's carving a genuine Viking dragon ship. "What happens when you induct someone?" Boom asked. A Velcro dart, an escapee from the dartboard above his bed, fell out of his hair and onto the table. He really needed to take a bath one of these days. "I can't tell you exactly what happens. That's a secret," Halvor replied with a devilish look. "But I can tell you that it's an ancient ceremony from Viking days past. Every member must wear an ancient oath of brotherhood and never break it. Oh, must swear. Excuse me. Every member must swear an ancient oath of brotherhood and never break it." He scratched his big belly, held captive beneath his gray sweatshirt. Eric's Fan Club was written across the shirt in red letters. I can't say any more than that for sure. Boom stopped, kicking the table legs, and put down his plate. "What happens if you break an ancient oath?" Bad things happen. Halvor slid a fillet onto Boom's plate and leaned across the table. His belly knocked over the marmalade. One time, Eric the Red's brother, Eric the Black, got caught stealing from Eric the Red's chest of gold. Fifth rule of the Viking oath is, never steal from thy brother. Yeah, never steal, for sure. But the Vikings were always stealing, Myrtle said in her know-it-all voice. They invaded villages and stole all sorts of stuff. Halvor cleared his throat and gave Myrtle a "so you think you know everything" look. I said, never steal from thy brother. Anonymous villagers don't count. Boom remembered the $3 still tucked into his jacket pocket. Halvor hadn't asked for any change when Boom returned last night with the fish. It wasn't stealing if somebody didn't ask for something back, was it? Eric the Red was so angry when he caught his brother stealing that he called upon the Viking gods to curse Eric the Black. The next day, when Eric the Black sat down to eat his fish fillet and marmalade toast, all his teeth fell out. He had to wear false teeth the rest of his life. Boom felt his teeth. Not one of them wiggled. You said this box was for Eric the Red's false teeth, Myrtle pointed out. Yeah, Eric the Red had false teeth too, from eating too much marmalade and not brushing. Halvor scooted the cat away again as Boom chewed the bland, half-price fillet as fast as he could. That's rubbish. Myrtle sat up straight and folded her arms in preparation for a fact battle. Halvor prepared too, his arms folded as well. He faced her from across the room with an unblinking gaze. Vikings didn't eat marmalade toast, Myrtle said. Marmalade is made from orange peels, and oranges do not grow in the cold north. Boom was convinced that the title of reference librarian lay in his sister's future. How do you know what Vikings ate? Halvor asked, his chest swelling with pride. Because I watched Jeopardy every night, except for last night. I missed it last night because I had other things to do. Myrtle raised her eyebrows. Jeopardy, experts believe that the Vikings discovered North America, so that would mean that they would have eaten things like turkey and sweet potatoes and corn. Lots and lots of corn, hot and buttery. How come you never cook corn? I wish we had some corn, just like the Vikings used to eat. Oranges grow in North America, Boom pointed out. He was getting kind of sick of Jeopardy facts. Florida is famous for oranges. Halvor smiled. Yeah, that's for sure. Very good, Boom. And they turned it into marmalade. Well, North America is also famous for its corn, Myrtle insisted, so I think we should start eating corn. The Vikings did not eat hot and buttery corn. I know because I am a direct descendant of Eric the Red, father of Harold the Bald, father of Hjalmar the Horse, father of Val the Vicious, father of Karl the Rude. This could go on all morning, and something had just thumped upstairs. Uh-oh, Myrtle said, jumping from her chair. Boom almost choked on his last piece of fish. Please, oh please, don't start shrieking. Boom crossed his fingers. Halvor continued, father of Eric the Redder, father of Bjorn the ballerina, but we don't like to talk about him. Another thump. I need to go to the bathroom, Myrtle announced, running out of the kitchen. Boom nervously looked at the ceiling. If that green thing started making that horrid noise again, what would he tell Halvor? Oh, it's just the wind. Oh, it's just a squeaky pipe. Oh, it's just my science experiment in which I'm trying to create a sound that actually makes heads explode. Halvor poured Boom a big mug of coffee. He never seemed to notice that neither Boom nor Myrtle drank coffee. Boom fidgeted, worrying about the baby, as Halvor sat down to drink from an even larger mug. Steam swirled from the center of the coffee's blackness, turning Halvor's nose red. Boom, we need to have a little talk, you and I. Uh-oh. I know what's been bothering you. How could he know? Halvor removed his helmet and laid it beside the fake artifact. You're worried about your father, still shut up in that attic. I won't lie to you. I thought he'd be better by now for sure. Me too, Boom confessed, relieved that Halvor didn't know about the baby. But talking about his father wasn't any easier. It made him feel sad and embarrassed at the same time. He's still afraid of the wind. He thinks another twister is coming. Everyone has fears, Boom, even grown men. But if we let fear control our lives, then we lose ourselves. We lose our way. Halvor's face creased with concern. You're old enough to know the truth. The money's almost gone. I've got bill collectors calling every day, threatening to turn off the electricity and the phone. The bank called yesterday because the mortgage payment is overdue. Your father has got to get back to painting soon, or I don't know what will become of this family. Halvor's words rang in Boom's ear. Halvor's words rang in Boom's ears. Boom wanted to ask what became of people who ran out of money, but he was afraid of the answer. The kitchen clock ticked and the coffee pot gurgled. Myrtle came back and nudged Boom in the shoulder. Don't you have somewhere to go? He had momentarily forgotten his mission. Oh, right. Behind Halvor's back, Myrtle took the last cod fillet from the counter. It was still raw. She slipped it into her bathrobe pocket. There was another thump from upstairs. "Hurry," she whispered to Boom as she rushed out of the kitchen, the cat at her heels. "I'm finished," Boom said, showing Halvor his clean plate. "Can I go now?" "Yeah." He rested his hands on his hips. "Where are you off to at such an early hour?" "I'm going for a walk with Winger," Boom said, putting on his coat and grabbing his backpack, which still smelled like mud. "Yeah, okay, be good boys." Halvor added more oil to the frying pan and looked around for the missing cod fillet. "Oh, that very bad kitty has stolen from me again." Boom stepped outside to buy food for a merbaby. Not in a million years would he have imagined a Saturday morning mission like that. He checked to make sure the $3 were still stuffed into his pocket. They were. Ropes of smoke wound from neighborhood chimneys. Boom had little breath clouds that floated away on the biting breeze. The dirt circle sparkled with ice crystals that crunched beneath his feet. He jumped over the broken walkway gate, startling a few crows that had been perching on the fence pickets. Normally, Boom would have taken an immediate left, but he stood at the end of his walkway for a moment. Something was not quite right. The Broom and Mump houses were the last on Prosperity Street. Beyond them lay a field of grass and thistle, where Boom and Myrtle used to play hide and seek in the pre-Twister days. At the edge of the field, a narrow trail wound to an ivy-covered forest, then crisscrossed down a rocky slope to the beach, where Mr. Broom used to take the children on shell-seeking expeditions. But as Boom stood at the end of his walkway and stared at the field, he realized that something strange had happened to it. End of chapter 9.